Charleston Fire Department says 2016 kept them busy, and that's our top story tonight. Good evening, and thanks for joining us. I'm Jesse Gwynn.
And I'm Kaylee Custer. The numbers are in, and so are the calls. The Charleston Fire Department is reviewing last year's emergency calls and say they're seeing a rise in the number of incidents, which is a trend they hope doesn't continue.
We get called from people who can't shut their water off in an apartment to an actual structure fire. So, again, it's hard telling what kind of call we're going to get, but those just keep going up.
4,575. That's the number of emergency calls the Charleston Fire Department received last year, an increase of about 100 from 2015. Medical problems made up 83% of the calls the Charleston Fire Department responded to, while fire calls made up 17%. While the number of calls continues to rise, Bennett says there's a reason why.
With like Obamacare, you have more people with access to insurance, so maybe they're using it, or it's just that people are a lot more conscious of their health, and instead of, if they're having a little bit of chest pain, maybe they're calling right away versus waiting 2 or 3 days.
The department says the majority of their fire calls stem from the same kind of incident.
Our biggest call is cooking fires.
With only about 30 firefighters and the number of emergency calls increasing, Bennett says it's important for the public to take precautions.
But make sure you always check your smoke detectors, your carbon monoxide detectors, make sure they have good working batteries and are in good working condition. It's always going to be a lifesaver.
Bennett says the increased number of calls isn't isolated to Charleston. He says nationally emergency calls continue to rise.